refresh, we get the new joke. We should see 5 jobs being running. So 1 job finished, second, fourth, and this one should be the last one. Okay, so 5 jobs ran, and we should only get 5 jobs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's perfect. And that's about it for this tutorial of how to send bulk emails, how to do the subscription management in Laravel. So I have a fresh Laravel 12 project, and we are using here the SQLite database, and I have installed nothing else than what comes by default with Laravel. And from now on, we will start building our subscription management service or app, whatever you want to call it. And this subscription is about the jokes. So daily jokes or weekly jokes, whatever you like. But it's going to be how we can build an application or service that can provide jokes to users who have subscribed to it. So in order to do that, what I would like to start with is a model for the jokes. So I will do PHP artisan make model, and I will call this model joke, and I will specify that I will need a migration and a controller for that. Once I run this command, you can see a model is created, a migration is created, and a controller is created for this. I will go ahead and see what is this migration about, and what do we need more in that. So I'll just try to find it. So I have my migration ready now, and what I want this table to contain is text with the content of the joke, and that's about it. I'll go ahead and run the migration. So PHP artisan migrate, and this will tell me that the migration for the jokes table was run. Okay, cool. Next thing I can do is I can go ahead and try to create a route in the web.php file, and I can call it route get /joke, and I can tell it to use the controller we just created, which is called the joke controller class, and I want to use the index method, or better, yeah, index is fine, I guess. And then I go here, I create this method because it doesn't exist now, and I want it to return a response, which should be this one, which is okay. And for now I will just response return the JSON, and yeah, I'll just return a random joke, what it is complaining about. Okay, I need to call it the JSON response here. Yeah, and that should be okay. We are not using these two, so I can just remove them. And if I now go and go to the joke route we just created, I will find the joke being sent back, which is now good. The other thing I want to do right now is I want to create a few of these jokes, so I'll create a factory. So make factory, and I want to tell it that the model is joke, and I will call it joke factory. And once I go to the joke factory, I can tell it to generate some random content for the jokes. One thing I need to check though is if I go here, I have to use the as factory attribute, and that should be it, I guess. I can go ahead and now create some jokes in my database. For that I will use Tinker, and I will use joke factory and create for now. Okay, needs to have the namespace for this. Models joke factory create. Okay, created a joke. I will create that more. Okay, so I have created a few jokes in my database now. I can exit this, and now that we have a few jokes in our database, now it's time to fetch the joke from the database. So I will use the, is there a first? Yeah, let's see what I get out of this random. I am expecting to get a random joke every time I reload. So I will pass in the content, and let's see, if we go to our page and I get something, I reload, I get something else. Okay, so it works perfectly. I'm getting a new joke every time I refresh. At least most of the time I'm getting a random joke. Sometimes it's repeated, but that's not the point here. Because now I have the joke I want to show to the user at the moment. I need to figure out how I can send this via email. For that, I am going to use the email service, Mailtrap, which is very good for email testing and fits in perfectly with Laravel. So if you don't already have, you can create a free account here, and then you can go into the email testing and this inboxes. And here, if you scroll down, you will see that they have a configuration or integration section in which you can say you have a Laravel 9 plus, and then you can just copy this configuration and paste it in the Laravel in the environment file. So which I'm going to do right now. Once I come here, I can just paste this down below this one, so it overwrites the ones above. And once that is done, what I have to do is I will go ahead and use the documentation to find out how to create and send emails, because I don't know at the top of my head, but let's try to do this together. Maybe just go here, generating Mailables. So what we can do here is we can use this command. I will copy this, I will go ahead here, and I will say send joke. Once that's done, I will have app mail send joke.php created. Okay, so let's do send. So I believe if I say here, I will just let me create a file. I will call it resources views, and I will create a folder here called mail, and I will create a joke.plate.php file here, and I will call mail.joke, and probably we don't need any attachments, so I will remove it. I'll say daily joke, and for now I'll just have a paragraph in here. So send daily joke, and we will later on replace this send daily joke with the dynamic content. Okay, and let's move to the documentation again. And once that is done, okay, so if we receive a joke as in the constructor, what we can do is we can use it in the template we specify on the content. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what we can do here is we can get a public joke and our joke here, and now this joke variable is available to us in here. So I will just for now do the joke content here, and once that is done, I would like to know how I can send this email. And let me see, sending mail. So we have a mail facade in which we can tell the request user, and then we can send the order shipped. Okay, I think I got it. So if we go to the jokes controller now, we have the joke. We can use the mail facade that comes with Laravel, and we tell it to send it to email@email.com, and then we tell it to use the send method and call in the new send joke, and we pass in the joke here. We should be able to send this joke, and let me run this. So something is happening, we see the joke on the screen, and we should probably get some email here, and we do. So as I refresh, as you can see, it says it was sent a few seconds ago. The subject is daily joke, which is mentioned here, here, and now if we open, we should see something which we mentioned in display files, a send daily joke, and then the joke we saw on the screen as well. Let's open this up, and surely we do see it, that this is send daily joke, and we see this joke which we saw on the screen as well. And the email is intended for to email@email.com, which we mentioned here. So that's good, it's working. Okay, so now what we have right now is we are getting a random joke from the database, then we are trying to send it to the user, basically to this fixed email, and then we are showing this joke on the front screen as well. And now what we want to do is we want to send the jokes to all the users that are there in our database. And in order to do that, we need to find the users from the database and send this joke to them one by one. So firstly, we will try to get this done, and then we will try to find a better way to do this. So what I would do right now is first I will create a few users in my database. As you can see, we have this user factory already created for us, which is here. And if you see it, every user has an email to them, email attached with them. So we will create a few users in our database right now. I will go to Tinker again, and I will try to get all the users we currently have. Right now we don't have any, and now I will create some. I would say 10 users, and then I will call in the create method. Okay, so as you can see, we have created about 10 users in our database, and now when we have these users, what we can do is we can start sending them jokes. The not so good way would be to get all the users from the database. So what I would do is user and all, and then what I would do is I will for each over all the users. So I will loop over all the users we have, and I will send them this joke via the email. And I will comment this part out right now, because last time we were using the hard-coded email. Now we'll have the user email, and we will start doing that. And yeah. So now if I go ahead and refresh the screen, you will see that this will take a bit longer than before, because it's going to fetch all the users and trying to send the email before returning a response. And so as you can see, a few seconds have passed. We haven't seen anything yet, and we get the error. Okay, so it says expected response 354, but got 550 with the message too many emails per second. Okay, so the Mailtrap is saying that you're sending too many emails per second. So what we can do to get around that for now is we can, after sending each email, we can sleep for 2 seconds, I believe, and let's refresh and see if we are able to send some emails. Although you can see we have already sent a few. I will clear this up. So all the emails are clear now. I will refresh this page now. So it's taking longer and longer, but it's still going on. Still going on. Because now every time it sends an email, it waits for 1 second, and then after sending these 10 emails, we saw that this joke was returned to us as a response. And if we see the Mailtrap, we see that we have about 10 jokes sent to different users. So you can see every time the user is different. It's coming from the database directly. The joke will be same for all the users though. Okay, so now we have this. I will go ahead and clear all that messages now. So the problem with the approach we did just right now is we had to manually sleep for 2 seconds every time we sent an email, and the user who was waiting for this joke response at the front end received a response after 20 seconds, because after 20 seconds or 18 seconds, because for every joke we sent to each user, we sleep for 2 seconds to avoid sending too many emails per second and getting that error from the service. So this is not a good approach. We shouldn't be doing this, doing this emailing stuff at the front end where someone is expecting a response, but these should be done via the background jobs. And in the next section, we are going to see how we can do that. Alright, so in this section, we are going to see the good way or the better way to send emails to a lot of users. And for that, I will go ahead and comment this part out. We don't need that anymore. Also, we don't need these users anymore as well. So in order to send bulk emails, the right approach would be to, one of the right approaches would be to create a command. So I will do that and send joke command. And once this is created, we can go ahead and open this file up. And here we can just rename this to apps and joke command for sending jokes to the user. And in the handle method, what we can do is we can basically copy paste this. Yeah, we will copy paste this. We will just import the right classes. So user model needs to be imported, mail facade needs to be imported again, and the send joke needs to be imported as well. I was looking at the Laravel documentation, and I see that on Laravel they have this queue method to send send these mails via queue, and queue is basically a background process which is a better way to send bulk things, and I will do this. And what happens by creating this command is now this is available to us via the command line, and if I say PHP artisan app and yeah, the PHP artisan, then our command should appear somewhere here out with the other commands. So this, okay, so it says command for sending jokes to the user. And once we run this command, we expect to see that one joke is fetched, and all the users are fetched, and all the users now are passed or sent an email of the joke via the queue method. So I will do that. We'll run this command again. If we do the PHP artisan apt send jokes, jokes, I believe. Yeah, sorry, joke. Yeah, if we run this command, then we will see something like jobs running via the queues, and so we are sending it in the background and not at the front end, which is the right approach when you are sending bulk emails, or just when the user doesn't expect a response. For example, sending an email is not equivalent to a response that we need to show to the users. In most of the cases, we do not need to tell him that the email was sent or something else. Then we can use these queues, which is a nicer way to do it. And if we now all our jobs have run, if we go here, we can see that all these jokes are being sent. And yeah, and if we want to trigger this via the controller, I believe there should be a method to call the command from Laravel. So I don't know, but let's see Laravel call command in controller maybe. Okay, so yeah, so there is a facade, and let's try this if that works. I will first go ahead and remove all these jokes again, and now in our joke controller, rather than doing this, we can just do this. So artisan call and apps and joke, and if we now run this, refresh this page, we should see a lot of jobs created here again. So I will just clear that up and do this, and we see that the response is really quick. We get a joke, we display a joke to the user, but in the background our emails are still being sent. So which is what we want to do in this case, right? Now if we move here and try to refresh that, we see that a lot of emails are coming in, and this is how we want to build this email subscription management system, where bulk of the work is done at the background and not at the front end. Yeah, just a bonus thing here. If we want to make it that not all the users receive the emails, and if they want to opt out of it, we can, for example, create a migration for that as well. So PHP artisan make migration, and I will say add column is subscribed to the users table, and I'll open this migration up, which is here, and we can say that table add boolean is subscribed, default is true, and we can use the reverse migration to drop this column as well. So by default, all the users will be subscribed to our email, and if they want to opt out, we can do that, and I will demonstrate how we can do that as well. So I will just run this migration, PHP artisan migrate. This ran the migration, all the users are still subscribed to our emails, but now we want to disable, unsubscribe some users. I will go ahead, hop into Thinker, app model, user, and I will say where ID of the user is greater than 5, I want to update and put the is subscribed to false, and I think this migration will this method will fail, but I'll let you know why. Yeah, okay. let's try to figure out. I think this is failing because when you do this, you have to put is subscribed here to the fillable to make that field math assignable, and I'll just get out of it and try to do this again. Update users at 0. Oops, it's this. Okay. Okay, so let's try to run another query where we can say app models users, get all the users where ID, where is subscribed is false, and just give me the count, I guess. Just yeah, okay. Query seems correct, and okay, it's user, not users. Okay, so we have 5 users now who are subscribed to this, and if we now go ahead and clear the Mailtrap, which is already cleared, that's good, and refresh this jokes, and I just need to put in where is subscribed is true, get only those users. So now it should be fixed. Yeah, let me go here again. I will clear this up, refresh, we get the new choke, we should see 5 jobs being running. So 1 job finished, 2nd, 4th, and this one should be the last one. Okay, so 5 jobs ran, and we should only get 5 jobs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's perfect. And that's about it for this tutorial of how to send bulk emails, how to do the subscription management in Laravel. There, obviously, if the user base grows, we can add more features on it, but this is just a start to it.